for undiluted, unadulterated, is probably replicated, still not yet duplicated. It's sports only on Elegbete TV radio. I seriously love listening to it.
Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakolo, and you're listening to Elegbete TV radio. Stay tuned.
Elegbete TV radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Monday edition of the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV radio. So, you guys might be wondering why the sick tune was going on and I was delayed typing something. So, Tosin Liomade just, sent me a message that was head shaking. That was why. Remember the lady that we sent money to on Thursday? Tosin reached out and it's like, okay, 42,000 naira was great, but he wanted to do something. He wanted to touch the woman. How many kids does she have? I said 3. School fees. And I asked, it says, she's in Benin. So she's in Benin. She's not in Lagos. School fees is 40,000 for each of the child. So it's 120,000. So Silema, they just sent the 120,000 to the lady. So he got me shook a bit. Like I just got the message, and that's the reason for the delay. So guys, don't be angry with me. Don't be offended. It's just that when I started this YouTube channel, and then when we started growing, I started having this whole community thing. In all honesty, I'm not gonna come here and lie to you guys and form like, oh, I knew this was gonna happen. I prayed and I hope that this is what my channel will become. Okay, so where I used to work. Let me share one story with you guys. Where I used to work, we have every last Friday of the month, we have what they call staff meeting. Programs meeting. So it's all the people that are doing programs, the presenters, everybody that comes for that meeting. It runs from 12 to 1, and sometimes if we get extended, it extends to 2, right? And one of the major suggestions that I used to give back then was that the way these guys are committed to us, because the reason why any company, brand, or sponsors are putting money on our shows is because of the fans that they believe that, through us they will reach this audience, their product will reach this audience. So I said that we should create a fund. Yeah, I remember suggesting that of all this sponsorship money, and I agree that overhead is expensive, but I make bold to say that we were making more money than is needed to run the company. I say that for free. So I said, why don't we set like, okay, a 5% of our monthly profit and just put it in a fund? Like this is a fund. And every now and again, we're going to have issues with some of our fans. So maybe they are sick or they're having. We could just say that somebody who's because these people communicate with us. They reach out to us every day. But I never pay my school fees, so I never pay rent. Too. From that fund, we'll look at the matters. Not everybody you can take care of. We'll look at it and then solve. And then they kicked against it like, if you just start that now, you will help everybody. And then there's the Bible quotation. The Bible says that poverty would something will always be with you always. I don't forget that scripture. I don't read all those kind of stupid scripture that they use to manipulate people's mind. But the poor will be with you always, right? There is of the alabaster box thing. The poor will be with you always. And I was like, what does this even mean in the context of this conversation? So when I started, I used to tell Precious, I said, Precious, one day we will be successful enough to the point where we can take care of ourselves, but we would also need to take care of people who really need to be taken care of, because not everybody is poor because they are lazy. My mother used to say, those who the gods have helped to break their palm kernel overnight thinks that those who are working hard during the day, breaking their back to break their palm kernel, are lazy people. It's not like that. So I've always knew that, okay, whatever I'm setting up will have a human face. It's not a tick, 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 tick. So when Regina suggested that every last Friday of the month, let's give someone here something, it was in line with what I hope and prayed for. I've not heard from Regina for a while. And Bumi sent me a lot of messages. He's angry, but I will. So I remember when I suggested those things, be like, no, the poor will be with you always. The poor will be with you always. I was like, what is this whole idea of the poor will be with you always? I was supposed to be a big organization that's taking care of people. I agree that we need to branch up everywhere, but while we're branching up, we're not really a high-paying organization. The highest person in this company is me. I earn 180K. That's my last year. So what's really the big deal? And I bring in over like 10 million every year. So what's really the big deal? Murphy, like that. But then when I started, again, there is a whole lot, and I'm saying this because Bumi is asking me certain personal questions, and I'm going to answer them. When I started, there's a whole lot in the back end of it. When I read Bumi's message, I would answer that. But see how it has gone, and little gestures like this really means a whole lot. It's got me very, very emotional that somebody will wake up and send 120,000 of their added money in Balablo economy to a total stranger that we don't even know. That's great. Thank you very much, Tosin Liomade. It doesn't matter if I spend 10 minutes talking about what you've done. It is worth it. Thank you very, very much. Okay. Adewale Saka, close your eye. Now your mates, now you give somebody 120. So now my JC, now your eye, because the inside. This JC, I bought it in 2014 in Brazil. It not be your own. Get out of this place. Well, let's get on the conversation. It was a weekend. What a weekend it was indeed. FC Barcelona has been scoring goals and not, looking back. They lost. They lost to a team that you expect them to win. Yeah, even though it's away from home, but you expect. For Barcelona fan, if you know that you were expecting a defeat this morning, raise your hand up. Ibrahim Kalajaye, show up. If you know you are convinced that I know that we're going to lose. I saw the defeat coming. If you were very, very sure, if it's sure for you as Lagos people they talk, if it's sure for you, say they go lose, raise your hand up. I'm not sure anybody saw that coming. 28 minutes on the clock, they were already 2 goals down. Okay. Then somewhere out of nowhere, Victor Pau made it 2-1. And then at that point, Barcelona don't vessel, they go score. Bodimir, who scored the first goal, also, made it 3-1 from the penalty spots. And from that place on, it was a long walk. Lamine Yamal, did what Lamine Yamal know how to do, but it was a bit too late. You know why? Because in the 85th minute, it became 4-1 from Bretons. And you know that on days like this is either a bad day in the office or is the beginning of a glitch. And then you expect, okay, Real Madrid are meant to take advantage of this. But who were they playing at the time? They were playing their city neighbors, and it's not always as easy as you think. The match was suspended for 15 minutes, not an MPFA game, it's a La Liga game. But then, whatever happens with the defeat, it didn't change anything as Barcelona are still 3 points. Yes, 3 points clear at the top of La Liga with 21 points to the good, 25 goals scored, 9 conceded. Real Madrid scored 17, conceded 6, doing better in defensive position because they played a 1-1 draw with Atletico de Madrid, who also have scored 12 goals and conceded 4. We always know that they were going to defend very well. Yes, Nico Williams and his team, Athletic Bilbao, are on 14 points in 4th place in the league. Well, this weekend is a cold-hearted one as Cole Palmer showed us that he might be a little boy. He's not a new kid on the block anymore. There is a reason why, he scored that truckload of goals last season, became the first player in the history of the Premier League since 1992 to score 4 goals in the first half of a game. What a way to go. 9 minutes. Sounded like Murphy now. What a way to go. Now, when you think that even in this game, Chelsea still had a goal disallowed by VAR. Jadon Sancho's offside. But then it was different. It was a different case. If Palmer is not scoring, Nicholas Jackson is scoring. And, it was everywhere. It was in the 21st minute. Nicholas Jackson assisted. 2 minutes later, Sancho had a good disallowed for offside. Remember, it was Brighton that scored first through Ruta. Okay, when that goal was scored, it sounded like, oh, Jorginho, Ruta have scored in the 7th minute. This is the usual Chelsea. They are going to fall again. Brighton have not lost this season. They are going to deal with Chelsea. 14 minutes later, it was 1-1. And then 2 minutes after that, it was a goal that was disallowed. And then just somewhere down the line, 7 minutes from there, it was 2-1, a penalty by Palmer. Then you could say, okay, yeah, this is happening. And then Palmer scored again in the 35th minute, which is like 3 minutes after scoring the penalty. And you say, okay, yes, this is the day that the Lord have made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Then Baleba, of a defensive discrepancy, found a way to score, and it was 3-2 just when you were trying to announce the analyze the goal that Chelsea have scored, because it was 3 minutes later. And then just when you are settled into that, 7 minutes later, Palmer again got a pass from Sancho, and the rest, as they say, is a history in the history books now, as he made it 4-2. And then the second half was filled with plenty drama, substitution, another goal that was disallowed for Cucurella being in an offside position. But whatever it is, Chelsea are cooking. They are cooking. They are boiling the rock and making it soft. Okay? But earlier in the day, Newcastle United held Manchester City without Rodri to a 1-1 draw. When that game was a bit cagey, it was tight. Made Newcastle look like they were a tactically good team, like they were so good. But then Man City without Rodri, Man City without Kevin De Bruyne does give you a feel that somehow it's not all well. Okay, Kevin De Bruyne have got an injury, Rodri's got a knee problem, and Nathan Ake has got a muscle injury. But then let's not forget that Newcastle also have Callum Wilson, who's out with a back injury, Target, who's out with an injury, Millie, who is out with a back injury, and then you have Lascelles, who's out with a knee injury, and then you get Alexander Isak, who's out with an ankle injury, Botman, who's also out with a knee injury. So it's not only Man City who have an injury problem, but it was a day where the champion, the fourth in a row champion, lost it. And then Arsenal, a lot of people have written their tweets, their criticism of Arsenal, the bottling company, the team that cannot take it to, take it when it matters. After having watched Man City draw point and knowing that Liverpool will play later in the day against Wolves and most likely would win, this is an opportunity for them to at least draw up to Manchester City, and win this game and be up there with Man City on points, even though the goal difference is very big and it's marginal. You cannot even go there. But then Arsenal started very well. 1 goal to nothing in the 20th minute, and then in the 45th minute, just when it looked like the game is going to be drab, out of nowhere, Trossard scored that goal off an assist from Martinelli. Remember, it was Timbers who set up Martinelli to score that goal after a pretty long time. Last time he scored was November 20th, if I'm not mistaken. I stand corrected on that one. And then, they start growing up at each other. Second half started. 2 minutes into the second half, and Justin scored that goal. Damn. And you can say, okay, it's a deflection, but then the second Justin goal, wow, that was beautiful. One cross from this end and a flash from the other side. The ball came in a dash and went in a flash, and it was 2-2 panic on the Arsenal backline. Arsenal is known for defending very well, but they didn't play haram football. They didn't play haram ball. They went out playing and were looking for the goal. When it looked like this is the game where Wilfred Ndidi or Justin would get man of the match award for their performance, in the 90th plus 4 minutes, Wilfred Ndidi, inadvertently diverted the ball into his own net from a Trossard kick, and that's would have been good enough. But then again, Gabriel Jesus came in for Trossard immediately 4 minutes after that own goal. And just when you think that the clock has run out, what happened was that they shape-shifted. Leicester shape-shifted, thinking that we can go get something out of this. They forgot that Arsenal is actually the excellence in defensive execution. So they still have the dark act in them. And they got that ball, counter them, and at the end of the day, that's what she wrote. Kai Havertz scored a goal that came off that was kicked off the Leicester player into his path and hit him into the net. It was called for an offside. VAR reviewed it, and it stood. Arsenal 4, Leicester City 2 at the Emirates. Arsenal have considered 2 goals back to back now. It's not a good one, but then that's not a big problem. That's not a big story. Big story of Saturday was the fact that Everton finally got a win over Crystal Palace. 2 goals to 1. That's a very big one. But then Fulham came, the battle of Nigerian players. Fulham came, and they conquered at the Forest. No evil Forest could stop them. Well, Liverpool went into a forest full of wolves, and they also tamed them like Daniel in the Lions Den. As they came out 2-1 winners, nobody cares. Nobody really cares because Liverpool are on top of the league right now. In Germany, there were all sorts of results. On the previous day, Borussia Dortmund had won comfortably. Starting off the weekend for them was Borussia Mönchengladbach, who won against Union Berlin 1-0. St. Pauli beat Mainz 3-1 with another red card to go. Heidenheim also lost at home to RB Leipzig. They also picked up a red card. And then Augsburg and Wolfsburg went, Leipzig, beat, what would I say? Heidenheim, beat Mainz 2-0. RB Leipzig beat Augsburg 4-0. Wolfsburg and Stuttgart played 2-2. Talking about Stuttgart, by 11 o'clock today, the Jonathan Akpobore interview would air. Part 1 and part 2, both of them, it's about 2 hours of talking. I mean, this was done in the middle of 2020. Is it 2023? Yeah, the middle of 2023, and it was a long interview, right? A very long interview, and we had to break it into 2. But I dare say that is one of the best interviews that I've done. And I know I always say that thing, so it's beginning to sound like a broken record. It's one of those best interviews that I've done. There's no controversial moment like the Dukude one or the Sonolise one. It's just beautiful. It's just, for me, it's a clean interview that I really love. I know that it is controversial interview that draws views, that draws attention, that draws engagement. But sometimes I just like a clean story that inspires. I like to inspire people. I like to be inspired. And that story of Jonathan Akpobore, I want to say good luck, Jonathan. Jonathan Akpobore did inspire me. So do well to lock onto it and watch. Once again, Tosili Madi, thank you so much. God bless you. You are an angel sent from above to cater for people's need. Like, I mean, I'm feeling somehow. But thank you very much. Thank you. I feel like crying. It's very, very. I'm that emotional. I'm tough, but I'm that emotional. And where did I stop with the football gist now? I'm breaking transmission. And then in Italy, it was a different conversation as Udinese were beaten at home 3-2. Maduka Okoye just had his girlfriend or his baby mama. This new trend of people not getting married. Okay. This new trend of everybody having children. Cristiano Ronaldo is the poster boy of that. Everybody not having to get married, just want to have children. Thank God for people like Angel Di Maria and Lionel Messi who realize that you have to marry, you have to consummate this thing. All these fornicators and adulterers and all these people that are doing this thing. And then they just broke up, say he doesn't care. Okay, so for me, I don't jump into those kind of matters. You know why? Remember when Jude Odiagalo's marriage had the hitting the rock thing, and everybody like, who Daphne? You've got to interview Jude like twice. You didn't ask him, what kind of journalist are you? Recently now, I was seeing what the wife is posting, right? So if I jump on that and I created unnecessary conversation around him and distraction, and then the wife is now posting this, what kind of human being would I have been? Okay? I mean, I agree that I want to go viral. I agree that I want to have 1 billion subscribers like them Cristiano Ronaldo and the rest of them, but at the same time, not at the expense of anybody. No, I don't want to do it at the expense of anybody. So it was Lautaro Martinez scoring 2 goals in that game, and that's what she wrote. Okay, 3-2. Sometimes football can be very, very funny. Okay, Udinese on a good day. I mean, I know the days of Oliver Bierhoff It's not a team that Inter Milan wants to play and they'll be worried. But then Fratesi scored in the very first minute of the game. That's when you know that there's going to be problem. But then Kabasele got a pass from Zemura and made it 1-1. And you were like, okay, yeah, we're good, we're niggas, we're good, we're going to have something here. But then Lautaro Martinez said, no, we're not going to have anything. Scored very, very late in the first half and then very early in the second half. And it was Marcus Thuram who set him up for the second goal in the 47th minute. But Damacho was the one. What's it called? Federico Damacho, right? That's the name. Damaco. Yeah, Federico Damaco set him up for the first goal to make it 3-1. But then Luca, came the moment. Luca Lorenzo made it a bit comfortable, 3-2 as Brenner setting him up to make it 3-2 for a Navy end, but then it was not to be. Zielinski was removed, was brought on to come and show that midfield up. The Vrij, Taremi, everybody came in, put all hands on deck and make sure we get the job done. So Inter Milan won that one, 3-2. It was Navy, it was KG, but at the end of the day, Natey go taste Tamara go call it Papa name. Is that not what we say? Worry in the streets of worry. Napoli are back to the top of the league anyway. They back with resounding one. They're out there. The table now look like Italia's Serie A table. Napoli are top, Juventus second, AC Milan third, Inter Milan fourth. Well, Torino is going to fit. Empoli is 6, Lazio 7, Udinese 8, AS Roma 9. Fabregas Como. I wasn't expecting that. I wouldn't lie. Wasn't expecting that at all, but that's exactly how it is. So it's fine. Juventus won their game away from home against Genoa, 3-0, and Bologna and Atalanta, incoming African Footballer of the Year, they are not doing too well right now. But who cares? Nobody cares. He's done enough job to win that award. There's nobody who's going to argue. This rain is really, hitting very, very heavy. Ipswich Town on Sunday showed everybody that though they are not here to fall down and die for anybody. Aston Villa, new kids on the block, hottest team in the Premier League, doing well in the Champions League, also doing well in the league. But then Ipswich Town say, hey, roll it. Ipswich Town, if they were a bit more comfortable in their finishing, could have won this one. This is one of those days where Aston Villa was having a bad day at work in the office, but then it didn't change anything. I said the game ended 2-2. But the biggest story of the weekend, sometimes you save the best for last. Let's wait. Let's hold up on that one and go somewhere else and look at all the things that happened in other places. Napoli won 2-0 comfortably against Monza at home. They are back on top of the league again, and the goals were scored by Politano and Farastella. Yes, McTominay is now helping to create goals as well as he created for the man who normally creates for others. Yes, McTominay created for Farastella in the 33rd minute. Now, the thing about Napoli, and we will talk about it in the views from the stand, is that they have not figured out how to play defensively solid. Okay, it's not just about scoring goals. So in the Antonio Conte way, they can score you one goal and win the game. That back line of Di Lorenzo, Ramani, Bujono, and Oliveira seem to not know what to do. But most importantly, that pair of Bujono and Ramani seems to be doing very well. And Lobotka, I've come in to really, slotted in well in front of that defense alongside McTominay and Anguissa. And it's going to take a whole lot, okay? Andre Zoba, Anguissa, McTominay, and Lobotka doing very well. Lukaku is the menace to the opposition, but he didn't have a good game in this game. But whatever it is, they managed to win. Politano was fantastic. I think he was the man of the match in the game. But it was a very, very, very fantastic one. AS Roma managed to win 2-1 against Venezia at home. Torino lost to Lazio, hence they fell off the top of the league. You can easily be on top of the league one day and be down the next. That's football for you. It happens all the time. But let's talk about the big elephant in the room. I said the other day, it would be a surprise to me on my birthday if Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag is still the manager. And I remember on Friday, I asked Bobby, if Erik ten Hag loses the next 3 games Tottenham Hotspur, FC Porto, and Aston Villa. What would happen? Now, remember, Aston Villa have drawn, meaning that next game they will want to win by all means necessary. They are playing at home. Manchester United will be going away. Old Trafford used to be a fortress, used to be a place where you don't go to get result. But hey, that's changed. Yeah, lick bamboo, give me what the finger. That's a place now where everybody go and get their 3 points. Have you gotten it? Have you gotten your 3 points? Go and get your 3 points too, because Manchester United is doing what? Promo. And then in France, let's not forget that yesterday in France, Olympique de Marseille also lost. And then, that's one of those games that we were expecting them not to lose. If you watch the views from the start, we now have our French expert. We're gradually growing this thing very soon. We'll have somebody in Spain and somebody in Turkey talking about Turkey. Victor Osimhen, yes, scored his first goal for Galatasaray, and it was a double. I mean, he's been working very hard. He's been helping others to create. He's been credited with assists for goals that should be his own, and it was about time. And he scored, and he planned this one. I think that let's give Osimhen a little bit of credit. I mean, I'm not taking away what he did with Finidi George. That's going to be hard for me to take away. Sometimes it's not going to be erased. Until he shows that he's sorry about it, it's not going to be erased. But I like it when players have a plan for what they would do when they score a goal. Like Messi celebrating with the Iron Man thing, doing it for his son, even though the game ended in a draw and Messi, was hard on the referee. But having said that, Victor Osimhen put up that shirt. Finally, it was nice. It was nice. I was caught between using that for the thumbnail of this show. No, but then Erik ten Hag, come on. No news is bigger than Erik ten Hag. I also was caught between using Jose Mourinho's reinvention of the VAR after Edin Dzeko's goal was disallowed. But hey, it is what it is. When you do this show, you are caught from Friday. You start thinking, okay, on Monday, what's going to happen? Games happen on Saturday, games happen on Sunday, and you start thinking what will happen? Am I going to go backward or go forward? Man, it's hard anyhow, but whatever it is, the member of the communities love what we're doing, so I'm happy about that one. But then, Marseille are now third in the league with 13 points. Monaco, they were joined 13th as at last week, but then it's changed. Monaco and the PSG who won their game are now joined first and second, 16 points, but the goal difference for Paris Saint-Germain is still very, very big. Luis Enrique is having a blast over there. Well, that Germany game between Bayern Munich and Xabi Alonso's Bayern 0-4 Leverkusen. It's one of those games where one person does the working, another person does not work that much, but then the job is the profit is shared evenly. Now, in the Bible, there's a story of Jesus told the story of a laborer who went out on the field and employed people. And he told them to work from morning, let's say from 7 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And he agreed with them, is it 20 or 40 denarii? And then by the time he was getting to evening, he now realized that, man, these guys will not be able to finish the work, okay? And I think the next day was Sabbath, and he didn't want his work to be carried over to the next week. What did he do? He went out again and bring in some people, and he told them to work from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. But he also agreed to pay them the same 20 denarii that I was paying those guys who work from morning to evening, monkey they walk back to the shop. And these guys were angry. And Jesus said, did we not have an agreement? Why are you bothered about how I'm spending my money? That's exactly what happened in the Bayern versus Bayer Leverkusen. But when I saw them wear gray instead of their traditional red at home, I knew that wasn't going to go well. But hey, it is what it is. So whatever your reaction to games that happen in the weekend, please, guys, click on the like button. We're having fun on this show. Click on the like button. Be a part of people who are pushing. We're not a community. Remember, we're not a community. We're not a family. This channel is not everybody. So people are investing their money, their time, in membership, in whatever to grow the channel. So if you're investing in the channel, please help push it up. Okay, click on the like buttons. Let's have some fun while we're doing that. Having said that, let's come to any of the talking point that you have in mind. I still have 2 minutes of my time, but there's a whole lot. Let's go to the headlines. The headlines, Erik ten Hag press conference, post-match press conference is always interesting. He comes out and it sounds like he's the only thing that has happened in the world of football since Nigeria discovered jollof rice and reinvented it and made it better, or since Nigerians discovered high life from Ghana and made it better. We'll be robbing Ghana of great moments anyway. So Glum Erik Ten Hag arrived for Manchester United training bright and early after 3-0 thrashing at the hands of Tottenham as under pressure Dutchman attempt to save his job following latest heavy defeat. That's the headline. Alan Shearer slams Man United as beachy, awful, and shambolic after Tottenham defeat, while Gary Lineker claims they look like lost souls as Pundit rip into lack of identity under Erik Ten Hag. Remember when Erik Ten Hag attacked Alan Shearer and I said, oh no, this guy has lost it. This guy, you have 90 minutes to play a game, maybe once or twice every week. Alan Shearer have the microphone every single day. You are not going to win him in this battle. The Mikel Obi case was different, okay? Where Mikel Obi was wrong was Mikel Obi was not just criticizing Nicholas Jackson. Mikel Obi was trying to sell his countryman. That's conflict of interest, right? You're claiming to be club legend. You're trying to bring in your own player and diminish a player of the club. That was wrong. But in Alan Shearer's case, I knew Erik Ten Hag was going about it the wrong way. Just go and get your team together, rally them together, get them to win. When Alan Hansen said in 1992 that you can't win with kids, Sir Alex didn't bother. He went back to working, get the boys together, get them to win the league title. And at the end of the season, he responded to Alan Hansen, who's a former Liverpool player. You understand? That's the best way in the game of football to do it, but the manager did not understand the tactics that was at play. And I know that all the media would always call Alan Shearer for every Man United game. And that's exactly what we're experiencing at every Man United game. You have Alan Shearer being on the pundit duty just because of that. It's good anyway for media. I mean, when you do media, these are the moments that media have. But I need to say something here in the Man United game because I watched it for 90 minutes. Because of Bobby, I made it a point of duty to watch the boring, uncoordinated, disgruntled, discombobulated Manchester United just so that I can give a clear analysis. So let's leave all this bantering and let's talk about analysis a bit. First off, any team would have beaten Tottenham Hotspur yesterday. Why am I saying that? They took Highline to another level. They were at the center of the field. You have Marcus Rashford on this end. You have Garnacho on this end, which is fantastic, starting both of them, because it means that you understand that you need speed. There is a 45 meter gap between the center back and the goalkeeper. What do you need? All of those Hollywood passes that Bruno Fernandes normally brings in, and this is the day where I miss Scott McTominay. All of those Hollywood passes that he normally brings in, this was the day that they needed it. Just get the ball and spread it wide. Oh, Pogba, where have that gone? Oh, Pogba, why have that forsaken Man United? This was the days you needed Pogba because he will get the ball, twist and turn and flick the ball on into that space. And before you know it, Rashford is running into it on this end. Garnacho is coming from this end and Rashford crosses or he do a break and then he binds it into the net. But unfortunately, there was no supply chain. That midfield was so naked. It was, there was no, you didn't need a lubricant. It was already full. It was Barbares. Barbares had visited that place. It was just easy run. Look at when Rashford, okay, I agreed, he missed the ball, he pushed the ball too much. A defender picked up the ball in its own half, ran through the entire team, squared the ball. There was no defensive organization. There was no midfielder chasing. There was just nobody. It was just so easy. And then the second goal and then the third goal. Oh my God. Manchester United, I grew up knowing that you don't go to Old Trafford and even have the hope of scoring. And if you dare score, it's going to be terrible. But then it's what? Defiant Erik Ten Hag insists he does not fear the sack. That's what Man United is. I love his post-match press conference. This man talk anyhow a lot. If they don't sack this guy before December 26th, I'll be very, very down. But I'm thinking it's going to happen way, way before that anyway. Because I don't think that they can beat Porto. But then anything can happen. And I also don't think that they can beat Aston Villa. And I don't think that they can lose all these 3 games and still... The Indians people say, you know what, we've reviewed it, he's a man, let's keep him there. Manchester United are suffering from a coaching deficiency, right? The team does not have a shape. When you look at Man United, let's talk about Man United a bit. I'm continuing this conversation with them. When you look at the Man United team, last season, Bobby was whipping us with the excuse. Bobby, your name keep coming up on my show these days. Was whipping up with the excuse. Oh, they have injury, they have this, they have that. So let's look at this team a bit. And they talk about the young players that are progressing, because I know that Scott McTominay was let go because of Kobe Mino. Kobe Mino, that Pascal says, reminds him of Zinedine Zidane. Man, that's like the stupidest comparison or analysis that anybody's made. Is trapping and turning his movement with the ball, his transition. Are you crazy right now? Okay, so let's look at it. You see Avonana, who for me is a pretty average, decent goalkeeper. And then you have Dalot, you have Martinez, you have Delete, you have Masuari. Of these four, three are your players. You met Dalot, I agree. You have in midfield Ugarte, Meno, and Fernandez. Of these three again, two are your player. You promoted Mino from the youth team, so he's your player. You have Ugarte, he is your player. You requested for him. And then you have Rashford, Garnacho, and Zexi. Okay, so Rashford is not your player. Garnacho is not your player, but you could still mold him into what you want. But Zexi is your player. So let's take it. Zexi, Ugarte, Meno, Mazuari, Delete, Martinez, and Onana. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 11 players are your players. The players that you ask for. Some coaches don't get 7. They get like 3 or 4 and they can turn teams around. But then these are your players, and then they're playing with a Rashford, a Garnacho, and a Bruno Fernandes as well as the Lord. And you're still not able to fashion a team. You cannot fashion a weapon that will prosper against a very anyhow Tottenham Hotspur, a shitty team, beating you, making them look like they were Real Madrid the way they were playing. Yes, Kulusevski is a good player. I'm not going to argue against that. Bentancur is pretty above average. Madison is above average. But hey, wait a minute. Solanke, not a player. Timo Werner, please. Timo Werner will not make Ikorodu City first 11. This guy is the worst player, just a little bit better than Nicolas Yaya Sanogo Pepe. Because if this guy knows how to play football yesterday, Tottenham Hotspur would have scored like 11 goals. This was going to be the game where they ramp up the goals that they've never scored. They had all the chances they created. Manchester United was there to be taken. They were running through them like hot knife through butter. But guess what? Timo Werner, every chance that comes to him, reminds me of Nicolas Pepe, Yaya Sanogo. He was terrible, okay? But he simply, and then they ended up winning the game 3-0. Man United did not trouble Spurs in any shade of the game. And not just that, they were ravaging them, just taking them through the cleaners and playing like nothing really matters. Because Manchester United could have gone 10 hours in that game and they would not have even done anything. Yes, Garnacho hit the woodwork with a very good cross that came in from the left and then he smashed it. But other than that, what else did Man United do? They were just not in the race. And that was terrible. Okay, that was very, very terrible. But hey, I like to hear what you guys have to say. I like to hear what your opinion is. Because again, another team that did all the playing and still couldn't score a lot of goals was Bayern Munich against. But then there were 2 belters in that game. 2 belters that just touched my heart. Like the 2 beautiful goals that we posted on our shorts. If you watch them, the one by Madubuku Henry and Hanif Sanusi, 2 goals from the TCC League. We were there to cover it, and we just felt, you know what, we should display those goals. They're there, just you can watch. It's less than a minute, so it's not like it's taking all your time. And then drop your comment on them. But then, having said that, let's go to the comment. What you guys have got to say. So, let's say good morning to the Elegbete TV anchor and the Elegbete TV family. I want to thank the family for the monetary gift. It's priceless to me, and I pray our bond of love won't diminish in Jesus' name. Amen. Yeah, that man is in the farm preparing and making sure that there is food to feed the nation. Thank you very much for farming and taking care of us. And Digital Mama say, what a weekend. Good morning, Elegbete TV family. Why would it not be what a weekend when Chelsea scored 4 goals? Chelsea were not fantastic, but Kopama was exceptionally fantastic. Let's not forget about that. Please click on the like button if you're watching now. And if you've not joined the membership team, join. And okay, so update on the giveaways that we were working on. I'm still piling up the list. So for the guys, the company that's supposed to do our hoodies, one in the UK, we spoke to one in the UK. They still, we're still going back and forth on that one. We're still expecting another mail. The one in Europe, in the EU side, in Portugal, said that they cannot tie up a contract with us because what we asked them is that we need a company that would design our hoodies, make it, and then ship it to anybody we nominate in Europe and in the US. And, it will come at a fee, right? But they said they don't work with channels that are below 100,000 subscribers because it would require customization of plates and all that, design, and they want to have all these things done, and they want to know that the numbers are much. So we don't have that numbers yet. We're still working on that. For the cup and the flask, we're still working on it. Okay, we're still working on it, and we will get to you guys. I've not seen a gospel book of men for a while. I hope he's fine. Okay. Maiwa Michael says, good morning, everyone. And my buddy, good morning, Maiwa. How you doing? This love master, thank you to sing. God bless you. Adewale Saka says, good morning, boss. That Jesse resemble the one I like. Stop liking it. Okay? Make long truth, not do you. Your mama not tell you, say me, come out for people things. I'm not sure say you do obedient because I know your mother. Your mother trained you well. You're just the one that choose to spoil that training. Demola Abiani Ibrahim says, may God bless you, Tosin. Sowole Babajide says, Baba, you see City play 10 men behind the ball to save their one goal lead at St. James Park. Dark Art wasn't in play then. If now Arsenal and the pundit was let loose, he could reach everybody. No wahala na football. Sometimes I just feel like people just do this thing for the fun of it. And the people where they take up too serious, let them know, because sometimes you don't have to lose your senses because one pundit on the radio or on the TV station says something. I always ask people, is it what you heard or what you saw? What did you see? Talk about what you saw, not what you heard somebody say. Demola Abiodun Ibrahim says Ijabol is here to conquer the league this season. Fidelis should work on his team and stop saying he's disappointed in Ijabol because them no fit stop ball where his player was done. Well, I mean, he have to say something. They let him say something, but the most important thing is who won. You understand me? It's not a big deal. Tosi Leomade says, good morning, house. As I was happy with Palmer's performance, Sanchez broke my heart with his double blunder. Still wondering why Petrovic was loaned for this Sanchez. And Sanchez, is just man they walk because I keep wondering, like, is this guy going to be Chelsea's number one goalkeeper? Like, this could be the guy who stopped you guys from competing for the title, but take it or leave it, Chelsea are a top 4 candidate. I don't care what anybody says. That team can score goals. That team go forward. They are a threat to anybody. They are triple-double, wonderful, quadruple threat to anybody. Palmer is not scoring. Nicholas Jackson is scoring. So they are a threat to every and anybody. Don't make any mistake about it. So all over just say ATA should just carry his bags before he is thrown out through the window. He needs to learn some coaching training from Arteta. He not go carry a bag. It's not Finidi George. Finidi George is the only honorable coach in the whole world. He not go carry a bag. I did tell you. What make you carry a bag? Men not pay him the dodgy money. Are you serious right now? No, he not go carry a bag. Go carry a bag over here. I don't like your say Sanchez will never change. It's just not good enough. Don't forget that's why he was benched and sold by Brighton. We won't win anything with a goalkeeper that commits blunder at will. Demola Abiodun Ibrahim said only Calafiori is playing now and Martinelli is gradually coming back to his best. I'm waiting for Merino to be included in that left channel too. Remember when I said here that the problem was never Martinelli? People look at me, people raise eyebrow. I mean, different forums, and I said I don't know how you people watch football, but I watch football from a player's perspective and from a coaching perspective, and Martinelli does not have a problem. The faucet in your house is not running water. The problem is not with the faucet. If the faucet is good, the faucet is good. The problem is that there's no water in your water tank. Or probably there's a blockade on the line. If water is running in another part of the house, then there's a blockade in the line. But it's not always the faucet. And that's exactly what happened with Martinelli. Martinelli was playing in a side last year where the left side had paralysis. I mean, I'm even amazed at how Arsenal got, to compete for the title. Because the left channel of Arsenal was only doing defensively solid. They were not going forward. Creatively, they were dead. And Martinelli, like I've always said, is not Fabregas. As good as he can be, he doesn't have what Fabregas have. He doesn't have what Emmanuel Petit have. Some of you don't know that guy. I mean, he doesn't what Pomasin have. Andres Limpa. Oh God, I'm going into ancient memories to call names that many people who are watching now cannot even remember if those people play for Arsenal. It doesn't, because the thing about a number 10, a player who plays in the hub up front on the top of the pyramid of that midfield, is that your ability to split like banana, to split passes here and here, to part the Red Seas most of the time. So you have a three-way option of creative dominance. Your ability to play it accurately to the right and to the left, and also slide it through the middle, and then come in with your own few goals here and there. As good as Odegaard is, it's not that type of player. So Arsenal now needs a workaholic, a journeyman who can do this way, and then let Odegaard focus on this way. And if you look now, Bukayo Saka's goal have dropped. Okay, he's creating, but his goals have dropped. Again, I mean, if you use that matrix that we used to judge Martinelli, this is the same matrix that we now use to judge Bukayo Saka and say, you know what, Bukayo Saka is not good enough, right? Because sometimes when you say sell a player, you ask yourself, is this the fault of the player? It's like Hector Bellerin. When Hector Bellerin was let out of the team, it's not his fault. It was that Momo Ogumugoro, Nicolas Pepe, that was making him, because when he loses the ball, he doesn't track back, he doesn't support. Bellerin have two players to defend against, and then he also has his injury problem. But yeah, people don't watch football that way. People watch football differently, and I'm not going to even argue too much with people. It's just what it is. Everybody have the way they see football. Let's go. Where did I stop? Olafat says, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. This is hard times for Erik ten Hag. We should all support him, and let's not forget he's a family man. If Man United sack him now, who will cater for his family? They will pay him money. Wish. They will pay him big money. Tosi Luma, they say, no need to thank me. Knew what mom went through raising us. Make the woman just hang on. She would pull through. Thank you very much. Tosi Luma, they says, I think this wish time to survive relegation. I think they played very well against Villa. The way they played going forward, but there was a bit of inconsistency with their defensive shape, and that could just be their problem. I'm not going to tip them yet. I'm still going to wait, but I know that Southampton will go down. They are going down. They are going down. Leicester, I don't think Leicester will go down. Let me look at the Premier League table once again before I jump into conclusion. Let me look at the teams that are at the bottom. Everton, I don't know. I just think that Sean Dyche is too good a coach to get relegated. So Wolves will go down. Southampton will go down. Crystal Palace, they might sack their coach and then change, but they didn't replace Olise. Eberechieze is now, I think Arsenal should go and sign Eberechieze as like to come and do what? Because you're not going to see match play. There's not a position. The position is supposed to play. He's not going to see match play. There's nobody in Arsenal that Eberechieze is better than. But people have their own thing. So there's Crystal Palace, Leicester, Everton, Ipswich Town, West Ham, and then Bournemouth, okay, and Manchester United. Those are the teams that would battle for the one slot to join Southampton and Wolves. The journey is stiffer. So let's. I'm not going to pick any. I think Southampton and Wolves will go down. They have similar result, 1 point so far. I think they will go down, but for the others, we're going to be patient a bit and see how it goes. But Ipswich Town, anything can happen. I just think that somewhere that there inconsistency in defensive shape. Sometimes they keep it high line and sometimes they're confused. Because the thing about defense is if your team is not moving in unison, you're going to concede some very, very heart-wrenching goals that keeps the team out. So they need to be very... That's what Arsenal have done. Previously, Arsenal also does not have the consistency of defensive line. So when they are keeping it offside, they are not keeping it well. When they are defending people, they are all over the places. They are deflecting goals into their own net. They are, keeping the opposition in to score. But now they are in tandem. They are like a band of robbers, and everybody knows. The guy who needs to shoot the gun knows. The guy who needs to open the door knows. The guy who needs to drive. It's like Baby Driver, the movie, right? Everybody knows what to do and how to do it and when to do it and where to do it. So I think it's Ipswich Town. That's what you got at the top level too. That's what Man City's got. That's what teams like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, all of those top teams have got. So we will see. I mean, I'm not going to just write them off here, but we will see. They can fix that defensive side of it. Things might just go well. Victor Malalu said the days of Erik ten Hag is numbered. Demola Brady Brian says Conte and Napoli are doing well in Serie A. Juventus too much draw is not helping them. The season is still young, it's still long though. Sebastian Inede says, what do you have to say about Emmanuel Amunike's performance at Heartland FC so far? Do you think it doesn't have good players or his tactics is not working? First off, we cannot judge Emmanuel Amunike. So let me use this Erik Ten Hag, Pep Guardiola, and Arteta as a baseline to analyze this. When Pep Guardiola came in the first season, he came in and took over a team that just won the league title. So he was supposed to build on it. But the first season, he didn't win the league title. The second season, he won it, right? When Arteta came into Arsenal, he took a team that was dying, that has not played in Champions League for like 4 seasons or 5. That was just there. There was crisis everywhere. And he's been like, he took him 3 seasons before getting 2 times in 8th position, 3rd season in 5th, and then last 2 seasons has been in 2nd position. It took him 3 seasons before seeing the top 4 and now playing in the Champions League and all that. Erik Ten Hag took over a Manchester United team that is not really that bad, but not also that good, and he's been building since. Emmanuel Amunike was contacted 3 weeks to the start of the season. When he took over as the manager of Heartland, he did not know what division he's playing, whether he was going to play down in the NNL, or he's going to play because the team was relegated, or he's going to play in the top division in the MPFL. That's one. So what type of preparation did he have? What type of time did he have? All the players that are there are players that he met. These are the players that got the team relegated. If they were that good, they would not have relegated the team. So there was no preseason. There was no proper planning. There was no proper training. As a matter of fact, the other coach that died in the accident Christian something, was there with the team, walking behind the scene because he's a brother, according to the story, brother to the wife of the governor. Long story short, Emmanuel Amunike did not put this team together. This is not his team. So let's use the same yardstick with which we judge the international coaches to judge Emmanuel Amunike. He has not been able to put his team together. Would they get relegated? I think that justice will serve if they get relegated. Unfortunately, like I said at the beginning, Emmanuel Amunike is another ex-international who does not have a sense of understanding. This is not me disrespecting Amunike, but I'm just saying the problem that our ex-internationals always do. When you are a player that have played for Al-Ahly, Sporting, Barcelona, played in all this big level, you should understand one thing called structure and organization. It's not just enough to say, oh, I'm from Imo State, let me go and coach an Imo State team. That's one part, but you're too big a player to want to do that. There's a sense of desperation when an Amunike goes to, and I know that's a school of thought. People say, oh, if you have started again. When they don't coach, you say they don't coach, they come to coach. No, Pep Guardiola will not go and coach Espanyol. Pep Guardiola will not go and, because he wants to coach, go and coach Getafe. Luis Enrique will not do it. Mauricio Pochettino will be Borisef. He will not do it. You will not see him go and take the Ipswich Town job. Because at some point you have to understand that it is your entire life's work that will be at stake. If somebody gives me a job now to go work at T1, I will never go there. Not because they're a bad station, but I'm just saying that I'm out of that league. You should understand where you belong. And I think that he taking that job, spark of desperation. You cannot be in line for the Super Eagles job, missing it to finish the judge, and then your next job is the most discombobulated, the most destroyed team in the league. What are you going to do? You're going to wave a magic wand and say, hey, abracadabra. No, it's not going to happen. So it's a long walk to freedom, like Mandela. So I think that Amunike should have looked for jobs like the Enyimba job, the big jobs, the Aqua United job where the money is good and then they could give you players that you need and do something for you. But unfortunately, it is what it is, right? And when the way you lay your bed, so you will lie on it. He's going to carry the can now. If he gets relegated again, it goes to his CV. So those people that you should have taken the Super Eagles job. Again, the Super Eagles job is just a crisis team like Heartland. If you can't manage a crisis in Heartland and keep them safe, then you were not even fit enough to be in the Super Eagles job in the first place. If you're not good at taking proper, intelligent, and intellectual decision about your career, why should I trust you with the Super Eagles job? As bad as people think Iguavon is, seems to be a sensible person. Iguavon worked out on Sunshine Stars when they were not behaving responsibly. Go and watch the Kuni interview, right? So what I'm saying here is, while I'm not going to blame him for the result because there's nothing he could have done, I blame him for taking the job of Heartland in the first place. That one, there's not going to be anybody who's going to come and try to excuse it. This is what Nigerian ex-players, some of them, not all of them do, but majority of them do. Their ability to read the room and understand that, oh, this is poison chalice. I'm not going to drink of this cup. You know how when we were young, I would tell our parents that we were going to school party, and our parents used to say, if you must drink, drink from the bottle. Don't turn it in a glass. And if you turn it in a glass, do not walk away from your drink, no matter how much you trust your friends. I don't know if your mother used to tell you that, but my mother used to say that. And she would say it over and over. She not tell me to repeat it after her, to say what she says. So, and then personalize it. I not go waka leave my drink. I not go open my drink down. I not go hold my drink with left hand. You know, all of those things. And I don't know if your mother told you that, but my mother used to do all that because she doesn't want to bury her children. I know I'm burying my children when I'm burying me. So somebody's got to have sense. And if you don't have sense, I'm a query. That's what my mother used to talk. He said, if big fish picking, waka yeye waka, na yeye hook, na you catch up. If shark go play for babish, come down. Nah, mumu people na go kill him. A whole shark, everybody fear, or dolphin or whale, and I say they be. So they're supposed to for high sea, like Iboman container, but it choose to come side. Anything we see, it go take him. Cannot be Monica and be going to coach Heartland. What's that? Because you want to be. I beg. Let's move on from Emmanuel Amunikina and go to other places. But I think that is fought. Sebastian Inede says, I'm very impressed with Finidi and Rivers United. I hope he goes on to win the league. I'll be very, very happy if he wins the league because he will be among the very few people like Adel Rikana who have won the league with two different teams in the Nigerian league. And he also have moved from the Super Eagles disaster and gone over. I mean, I've always known that Finidi George he's a top man. He's a very, very sound human being. The Super Eagles were just a disaster that, I also advised him he shouldn't have taken it. But hey, it happens. Okay, sometimes you make a mistake and you learn from it. Olafa, they say, it still baffles me how Erik still comes out to say he's the best manager in the league after Pep. But is he not? After Pep Guardiola and after bringing him all his loyalists, he still doesn't have a pattern of play. Darius, he said, how can I join the club? What club are you talking about, please? Tosin Lemade says the high line Brighton over Albion played, killed them. I told a friend that Highline would kill them. That was what killed, Brighton. Brighton, like the Brighton manager, have this illusional and delusional thinking that he is co-equal with Pep Guardiola. When I see them play, they played against Arsenal, I was like, okay, so this guy is really having a go. It's fine, but Arsenal is one man down. If Arsenal really have one other player, this game not gonna be like this. And that's exactly what happened with Chelsea. Sometimes you know when to hold back. You got to know when to run. Yes, you have to know when to hold back and say, no, we're not fit to some fight and punch and run. You go look for somebody who can separate you. Now the person just go, you can punch him, you just hide on the person back. They go separate you now. It's on record so you don't punch that guy. Because you know, say one-on-one, that person will be, you cannot, no matter how you juggle that reach, you cannot beat everybody. There are days where they go beat you. They don't beat me well, beat me, I don't cry, I go out. They don't tear my lip with punch and everything. They don't give me black eye. So you go beat some people, but some people go beat you. So you have to not be. This sideline will be good for Ipswich, Southampton, Everton. But not Chelsea now. Not Chelsea with the talk. One of the best clubs in the last 20 years in global football. Are you crazy? You those players walk through the dressing room, the tunnel, they see the success. You don't say spirit go enter their body. Spirit go enter their body. Say, Drogba was here. Balak was here. Mikel Obi was on the bench here. John Terry was here. Makalele. Ferreira. Man, let's go do it. Let's go do it. You, Brighton, who do you have? Which spirit do they come with? Not everybody go play highlight with Pep Guardiola last time. Me. Sometimes we go play room, they kick the ball. Devil come off my area. Pump it up. Yes. You know what I mean? Let them go back and restart. Maybe I want to play from back. One pass the ball around. Now every player, they press resistant. Some players need 4 touches to control a pass. Now we want to pass on the back. Passing from the back require players who can do minimal. As the ball they come, they don't angle their body. One touch, they can pass it accurately to their teammates. So now everybody be like that. You know they say the players will play Guardiola decide. Olafat say Yaya Sanogo is a better player than Timo Werner. Na shit. I'm sorry, but Timo Werner is a shitty player in a shitty club. God, this na the chances where Timo Werner get yesterday. Cole Palmer no get am, but Cole Palmer score 4 goals. Hey, Jesus, which kind of player be that? Which kind? No. Shani Bakwaya says, good morning, Legbete. Good morning to you. After the abysmal performance of Manu yesterday, I can confidently say ETA will be first manager to be sacked in the EPL this season. He knows Sabi work at all. I don't tell him for the past 2 years. Not be today. After the first 3 games, I said this guy knows Sabi coach. These are all this I say his players. Like the stupidest talk when anybody go talk now, he does not have his players. First show working. When Unai Emery comes now, we know say these guys are big coach. This team is just in Aston Villa created problem. When he went to Aston Villa too, we know say the guys are big coach. You they see the structure. When Arteta come, I don't need anybody to tell me say these guys are big coach. Now just say this one not get firm foundation. It go take some time, but we they see direction in terms of discipline, in terms of organization, in terms of structure, in terms of tactics. This guy Erik Ten Hag is just good at giving stupid and dumb post-match press conference. Talk nonsense anyhow, and it's still there. We look through the God. Boring. 69 of us say impressed with Chelsea so far. Palmer is cold, man. That guy is freaking cold. He's a cold-hearted assassin. Olola Sheria Adebowale says Man United will lose to Porto and Villa. Then Ten Hag will be sacked during the international break. Adewale Saka says, was that really a red card for Bruno? It looked more like he's now that investment. This this thing like he sleep that people do. When he sleep, did he not turn into a contact? Did he not turn into a high boot? So is it my business that you sleep? So if, for instance, now let's look at it from this angle. If a defender is defending in the box and a cross is coming, he now sleep in the process, he's stretching out like this and stop the ball. You go say he sleep. They should not give him. They should not award the penalty. That was a foul now, and that foul is a card offense. So VAR also looked at it. Well, the English Premier League, you cannot even use VAR as an excuse, but that's a card offense. It's a red card offense, and I don't care the excuse. It's like the Declan Rice excuse. I asked now, hey, you not kick the ball far. Did he interrupt play? And Brighton player, there was nobody ahead that they wanted to pass the ball to. Did he touch the ball? He touched the ball, yes or no? Don't give me excuse. Like Nigerian community, they don't arrest this person for corruption. And what of the one for that state where they never guy your own way they arrest? He take money, I be not take money. That's the he sleep where? That's why I go to film, go sleep. I need to make a stadium. I need to make a sleep. You go do the time now. Don't be sleep and so what? It become your memory today. I beg you. Demola Abedi Brian says Chelsea should have come get Ramsdale. I was thinking about that. Now, how do you have a good relationship with Arsenal to the point you Ryan Sterling to Arsenal? Then you don't feel just go tell this Ramsdale, even if I look, just give us. Because Ramsdale is not a great goalkeeper, but he's not also a bad goalkeeper. It's just that he will go on relegation. Because I'm not saying no, we'll come back to Arsenal. Forget this low thing. He's not coming back. Nothing. So it was a good one if Chelsea are saying, okay, let's get this guy. The way Aston Villa got Martinez. Very cheap, very easy, and he's been doing well. He's got, the World Cup medal and Finalissimo medal, the Copa America medal, and he's a Aston Villa goalkeeper. But Sanchez, they say good goalkeepers give you 15 points per season, right? Sanchez will command 15 points for your total. 69 football says, so far the MPFL is looking good. Interesting result. Let's all make an effort to loud our league. I'm not feeling like you. My interest on the win. I don't withdraw my interest, but I'm not stopping anybody because when my interest is very high, some people interest not high. So for now, my interest don't drop because to me, like I said, the people who did the league, they sabotage the league. So make how they do it how they do. The other say ETH, they show him hand well. Nah, he never know anything. Oluwaseyi says that Chelsea attack and a fire of 15 goals already, and they could have scored more. Kind of sad. Jackson denied Palmer what could have been the assist of the season, along with his 4 goals. Well, sometimes these things happen, but at least they were on the winning side, so nobody can complain. Lucky Ogali says one reason I think Chelsea would do well in the long haul is because aside Palmer, there is nothing special in that team, really. Leicester have a great goalie. My match of the weekend was Rivers United versus Simba. Yeah, Leicester's keeper is good, but the only good thing in Chelsea is not Palmer. Let's be fair. I mean, unless there is a bias to how we look at Chelsea. So there is Palmer, there is also Nicholas Jackson, and I know that Nicholas Jackson have done so poorly that anything they do, anything he does, is always judged in the truckload of misses that he's made, right? Not everybody is Nicolas Anelka. Not everybody. Some players have it poor at some point and then they pick it up. So let's not forget that Chelsea also have a Casado, a Fernandez, who are getting along gradually. Jadon Sancho, is up and down, but is getting there. And the combination of Sancho, Fernandez, and Cucurella, by my count, is also gelling. This is the first time they're working with this coach. Let's not forget that part. And they will take some time. They will take some time to mix up together. The weak link is obviously Sanchez, but they are not as bad as you just described them. Logically, they're not as bad as that. But then the Rivers and Iba game, that was a very good one. The last one you say happy for Osimhen, is getting back his form. That's a very good one. Demola Betty Brian say I would be shocked if Wolves relegate because that team is good enough to stay up. Well, they are not scoring goals. You cannot be good enough and not be scoring goals. That's very, very important. Goals count a lot in football, right? Christopher Martin says, I never expected Barca to be defeated by Osasuna, but after seeing Yamal and Rafinha starting from the bench, I knew the game could go either ways. They were trying to play Champions League for both in their head now. Lucky Ogalese for Manchester United, I think their fans deserve what they are going through. Arrogant coach without a star, CR and his slot and Liverpool are doing, but Man United will defend ETH because of FA Cup. I don't know what Ayodeji says, as the theatre of dreams now become the theatre of tears. I think it's the theatre of sorrow, bitterness, and tears. So, the last one say already ETH has his DNA all over the team with all the players that he has signed, yet he is still struggling like a new coach. When Slot and Maresca of yesterday have knocked down already. All of that says Sims Conte don't activate Coconut Head because he never lose since that first game, and it be like they contend for the title or top four. Obviously, Antonio Conte will have to contend for because that's what he's used to as a manager. That's what he's used to. But why do we have 45 people viewing and 27 like not really the verse for me, Sha? I don't know what I do now. I don't like your Deji says is Chelsea truly Kopama FC? Because the stats don't lie, though. It's not Kopama FC. I don't believe in that. It's Kopama the one defending. It's Kopama the one in midfield. People say things that they want to say. Would you say Manchester United? Manchester City is Haaland FC. If Manchester City is not Haaland FC, why would it be Kopama? Those kind of talk are streets, a beer parlor conversation or newspaper stand conversation. It's a foot team that is playing, and people create the goals. Did he assist himself? So let's not even bring that into the conversation. The last one says the Bayern derby was interesting. Leverkusen stood shoulder to shoulder with Munich, and I think we are on a ride to a battle to the end. Bayern title is the Bayern Munich title. Fingers crossed. There are things that would trouble Leverkusen that will not trouble Bayern Munich. I don't know what happened. Bayern Munich don't have a bad in the office, but those two goals were, ooh, Jesus Christ. Two defensive midfielders scoring excellent goals, man. Olafat says that the fear of Bayern is the beginning of shopping plenty goals because why is company making Alonso said look like a poor and defensive team? Bayern should have won the game. Simple. It's not a classic. That game, I refuse to agree that it's a classic. There's nothing classic in that game. It's just one bad day in the office that Bayern, because they dominated the game from the start to the finish. Right? The line was, honestly, I was thinking Kopama would equal or surpass the Andy Cole, Fowler, and the Fulham's record of 5 goals in a match after defeat in the first half. As for Sanchez, I keep mum over his matters. I can say ex-internationals and entitlement to our football. Nanso Ibanga, he said Mikel Obi was on the bench here. I don't laugh, die, boss. Where is the lie? Oluwaseyi Ademowale says Tuchel really won Champions League with Timo Werner. Chai. Tosilema says, when is your time? Is your time. So Tosilema says, Ademola, Petrovic better pass Ramsdale and Sanchez. Don't know why this new coach, Lone Petrovic. I don't think that Petrovic is better than Ramsdale. I don't Sanchez, yes, but Ramsdale, nah, I don't think so. Ramsdale just can't play the way Ateta wants to play, and he's not better than David Raya. But Petrovic, nah. The lie I say Brighton sometimes reminds me of Blackpool, just the open colo anyhow. Okay, our Newcastle fan have something to say. He said, "How are you? Erik Ten Hag should be sacked from Manchester United and Tuchel as the manager of Manchester United." Ray, at least today you didn't talk about Newcastle. Thank you very much for that. Well, we've come to the end of the show today. I have another show to prepare for. It's 10 minutes extra that we've given on the show. Thank you very much. Once again, I want to say massive thank you to hello, actually, let's say Petrovic sample size is too small. Okay. I don't know. I don't. Okay. I understand what you're saying. I want to say massive thank you to Tosili Made. I mean, in this economy, to give somebody 120K, I know how it be for me. So thank you very much, because all you have done, I put this channel and put this community in very bright light. God bless you, and may God replenish you from where you took it from. And thank you very much. And to every other person who contributed over last Thursday and Friday, thank you so much. I'm really, really grateful. By 11 o'clock, you would have the chance to watch Jonathan Akpobere interview. Please, when you watch, I don't know why people watch a YouTube channel and they don't put comments. I don't know what you're ashamed of or what you're afraid of, but we don't do dirty things on this channel that people will ask you, are you associated with that channel? Maybe that's the reason why you are. But what that does for us, let me explain that bit. What that does for us is, the more the views and the more the engagement, it makes it easy for us to approach others to do interview with us. Not everybody will do interview because they have a relationship with us. There are some people who are just new, and when you reach out to them, take for instance outside of Nigeria, they want to know your engagement level and your numbers, and those are the reasons why we're praying every day. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share the story with your people. It's easy. If you want to share, somebody asked me if I want to share this channel with people, what do I say? Just say, oh, I watched this interview, or I watched this show on YouTube on so and so channel. To be nice, if you watch it, you share the link and do where to subscribe. Simple. So before I go, let me read. Bumi have been sending a lot of messages, and sometimes I just inadvertently just get past it and all that. So today, let me read some of his messages and that are relevant to the times. Okay, so let's start with this one. Hi, Idafe. Good morning. I understand that I may have been a real pain in the neck for you and disturbing you, but I'm trying to grow. That's why I'm asking all these questions. So, start off. I'm listening to the show, and big shout out to Tosi Limade for putting out that kind of big fund in this economy. God bless him. God bless you, Tosi Limade. Somebody's greeting you here. I want to ask, do you ever get to the point where you feel you are doing it wrongly and you want to quit on this YouTube thing? Because sometimes I could go a whole month without any subscribers, and then my subscribers will be dropping. Is it that YouTube are doing the same thing that Instagram does, where your subscribers, people are subscribing but they are not showing on the numbers, or what? Just your opinion. It would be nice. So, but let me say this. YouTube is not like Instagram. Instagram can blackball you, can sometimes just, you be having subscribers and nobody's joining. And then when you go and pay for that blue tick, you just notice that they just give you 1,000 subscribers overnight. Okay, Instagram does that, but YouTube does not do that, because one, you don't pay for blue tick on YouTube. They pay you when you get monetized. But one of the things that I know is that for YouTube, the algorithm is very, very hard. This show now, or any content that I put out, they will not even show it to all the members, all the subscribers. One, I have 20 members. All those 20 members, if they turn on notification, it is a must that YouTube would show it to them. That's one. Two, people who don't even turn on notification, but they come to the channel on a regular basis, the YouTube will advertise to them. But the ballpark figure of 16,349 as at the time I started, I don't know what the number is now, but let me see if we've gone up. Okay, 16,350. What they do when you put out the content and the content come alive, like by 11 o'clock now, the Jonathan Kwabere interview will come alive. It is 5% of this number that they normally show it to. So you have to go look for 5%. What is 5%? First off, 10% of 16,000 is let me do my elementary math the way I used to do it. 10% is 1,600, right? And 35. 1,635. And divide that by 2, it's about 1,200. I mean 620, right? So 620 people would receive notification. Now, when those 620 people receive notification and they engage it, they watch it to the end, and then they comment on it. YouTube algorithm now, because it's a robot, it's not a human being, will now, when you watch it, they can assume that, oh, somebody just left their TV or their computer on and the thing is going from play to play, from one content to the other. But when you put comment, when you engage it, what you're telling the algorithm is that I am here. I am saying, you know how when you open some website, it'll tell you click to show that you are not a bot, you are not a robot, you are a human, right? So when you put comment, that's you now saying I am here. So you click on like or you put comment, or for some people they send you money, they send you super chat or super thanks. That confirmed to the algorithm that human beings have engaged this content, and they will now up the advertising of that content again to another 5%, which is now going to 10%. If that 10%, a number of 75% of those people engage it again, they'll scale it up to another 10%, which is 20%. So that's how you see content. Like when you see people like the Honest Bunch or Fast Tribe or Arsenal Fan TV have that huge number, is because 10% of 100,000 plus or a million plus is bigger than 10% or 5% of 16,000. So it's always like that. It's the biblical principle of those that have, more will be given. Those that don't have, the little that they have will be taken from them and be given to those that have. Now, Bible did, and Jesus talking, not be me talking. So it's that principle that Google is also using, YouTube is using to monetize and algorithmize the content that we put out. That's why if I have a million now, a million subscribers, for instance, and I put out the content for me, what I am very comfortable is that 10% of a million is 100,000. 100,000 people will see it in the first 6 hours of the content coming out. If 100,000 people see it and even only 50,000 people engage it, I'm fine. That's 5%, right? I'm fine. So that's how you look at it. Your job is to grow your number painstakingly. And about people subscribing and unsubscribing, let me tell you, no matter how good your content is, there are people who will not like it. Just know that one for sure. If you like be preaching in church, some people will not like it. Again, if you do content like I do, there are days where you think that there are a lot of Man United fans who don't like the way I talk about their team currently. They are unsubscribing. There are people with a very weak heart who can handle banter, who can handle objective analysis of their team. They are going off completely. Like, I don't want to hear this guy. There are people who are Osimhen fans who think that, I've been too hard on Osimhen. They have unsubscribed. There are people who are Cristiano Ronaldo fans who think, I suspect that this guy is a Messi fan. They will unsubscribe. That's not a problem. And then, it just goes like that. But once you get monetized, one thing I know is for a channel, do a lot of shorts. I'm not even doing well in that area. Do a lot of shorts, because shorts help you a lot for advertising your channel, because shorts go to places where your long content will not go to, and it brings more people to you, because short is always on the For You page of everybody, because YouTube is using short. American government is using YouTube short to fight against TikTok. They're trying to ban TikTok. That TikTok gives too much freedom and all that, and they don't have control over it. America ruled. American democracy is based on control, and China is like, no, you can't control everybody. So YouTube just raised $5 billion for shorts alone. So do a lot of shorts, and with time, it will grow your channel. I'm not a consultant, because my channel is also struggling. I'm begging every day. You see me begging. I'm looking for new ways to convince people. And the other question you ask about, how do you find your niche content? See, it took me time. So when I first started this channel, my goal was to do content from grassroots, expose grassroots football, because I felt like the grassroots. So go back to 2017, there was no big social media activities around grassroots football in Nigeria. Even the NPFL, nobody was doing it because it's not profitable. So that time, my decision was, I know that there are a lot of grassroots clubs that are really suffering. And one problem with grassroots football at the time was that you would train players, they would go to the national team, and some agent would take them and go and sell them, and the grassroots club will not make any money. So I put myself in a position to teach a lot of grassroots club all over Nigeria about FIFA TMS. When you get a player, once a player is in your team, register for the FIFA TMS, put their names there, so that anywhere they go, anywhere they type that name on, it will show. But because some people are criminally inclined, you don't want to fill that form on FIFA TMS because you will feel the age. When you not feel the age, maybe the player is 16 now, and 5 years time, the player never move. He don't become 21. That time, and he's still small, he still get check everybody. He now needs to go to under 17. FIFA TMS go already find them out. It's no way, there's no way he can play. So they are losing money. So I now decided, you know what, let me go and be doing this thing so that I attach players, their faces, their name to clubs. So that when they move, I know my interview with Taiwo when he made his youth club in Nigeria collect money. A lot of players like that. So I started doing that, but I realized that it wasn't bringing any numbers, and I shifted to the MPFL to do around the MPFL. But around the MPFL was very expensive. Remember, when I started this channel, I didn't just start. I just woke up and I want to start. There were people who stood up. I have a guy in GT Bank who saw what we're doing with Sports as the Hot and said their company was going to take it the way Access Bank, Accelerate TV took Visa and Arrival from Bovey, and they are doing it very well. And they were willing to put in money, but one thing led to the other. The guy asked me to arrange one of the girls that was working for me for him, that they should have something. And I said it's not possible. And the guy just cut us off. GT Bank was ready for it that time, 60 million, but now office, and he wanted to sleep with Precious. And I was like, no, I'm not a pimp. I'm not going to pimp anybody. If you see her, you talk to her, she agrees to date you, fine, but I'm not going to pimp. And that deal was off. There was another 120 million investment that was supposed to have that led us to go get office, structure. It didn't work. Somebody came from the UK also. So you will get all those disappointments for me. Let's be very honest. You will get all those disappointments. But there's something I always say to people. How bad do you want it? Now your channel, now your career, now your goal, now your dream. Now you go first. You just say when I first start this thing, I know say one person one day go carry 120,000 of money in Balablo economy. Take dash a total stranger on my name. I didn't see that coming, right? You think I knew that one last Friday of the month, some people, total strangers will donate money, give another person, but we'll never see. So good will come out of it. A lot of good will come out of it, but there is tons. Wherever there are roses, there are tons. So anything that will give you money, think about it for a minute. Mackenzie makes over $100,000 every month, right? You think he started making 100,000 from the beginning? Well, people were mocking at him, were laughing at him, who were mocking him, who were making him feel like he don't know what thing they do. He made the do better thing in the year. They play small picky play, carry Manuela, they do all these things. But look at him today. People are not going to podcasts to go say, oh, he make money, he not share money. I mean, I pray that that's not my portion anyway. But I'm just telling you that it's going to be hard. If you shop plenty, you go shit plenty. You have to put in the work consistently. And as you go, I think I just found out that, these interviews of legends is more profitable than the regular things that I'm doing. So if you see, I've turned down on the MPFL, but I'm looking for every legend to share their story and find the balance in all the stories. So you would also find your niche eventually. It takes time, but you just need to work at it. If this is what you want to do, if it is not, you can go find any other thing that you love. But if you love it that much and this is what you want to do, at some point, you know how many support, like people who support this channel now are people that I don't know. The people that I grew up knowing that, now these people go support me, that then go give me this, and then go, none of them show. Family members, some of my family members know this, no support on my channel. But eventually, when you walk, I believe in Deuteronomy when it says, I will bless the work of your hand. Work, be honest, be consistent. God will send people to come and help you grow it. That's what I believe. I mean, this conversation we're having is also God sending somebody to give you hope. If this is really what you want to do, I'm not the best YouTuber already, but I know that I've gone from 3 years ago, we were 4,000 something. I was very happy. Wow, 4,000 subscribers. How many people they start church? Some church, the whole members when they get 5,000 people. So 3 years ago, but now we're 16,000, and we're still saying, oh, we're not good enough. When will we get to 100,000? When will we get to 250? When will we get to 500,000? When will we get to 1 million? It's a journey. We'll get there. The channel right now cannot even pay for itself. Cannot pay for fuel. I've not seen light since last week Thursday, so every day is fuel. Cannot pay for fuel. Cannot pay for data. Not to talk of feed my family or take off everybody. But I know we will get there. And the hardest work was to get monetized. Now we've gotten that. And then the next thing is, before you get to the place where you are feeding yourself, is do cumulatively. If you can do cumulatively 1 million views every month, you are somewhere where you can take off. If you don't have extravagant lifestyle, you don't have an overbloated squad, and then you can grow from there. That's just what I think, Bumi. It's hard, but it's not impossible. Olafa say Italy is ready, but still needs to be coming in for now. I agree with you. EP Mike says, nice one, thank you very much. Shemi Dynamite says, up man, yo. Uncle E, I have one challenge. I am always attracted to United fans. That does the future. What does the future portend for me? Okay, I know that that's a joke anyway, but we are Arsenal fans, and we were disappointment for many years, and people were attracted to us. What did the future portend for them? So what they are versus who they support are two different things anyway. I said the world on social media thinks Didi is everything evil that ever lived. That GT deal gone bad shows there are so many walking Didi all around us, but suits and jeans is what's hiding them. So let me tell you how the world works, and it's in Nigeria too. People will not put big money on you if they don't have something to blackmail you with. It's like this Didi thing. When I see it, that's why you don't see me tweet about it or post about it. You know what? In my small space, one guy, I remember somebody wanted to do business with me, and he said something that the problem with me is that it does not have anything to hold if I begin to misbehave. And I said, what do you mean by that? He said that there is no, who can do, why would I go for 20 years that is observed me? I don't have a controversy, this, that. The guy told me that I should have something like a sex scandal, a marriage scandal, then they can hold that one, and then we can do business. So in the business world, when you want to elevate from the crumbs to the billionaire level, there is this thing about you must have some dirty things that everybody can hold against you. And that's what PDD was also doing, because he knows, okay, people have something against me. Let me also hold something against them. Blackmail versus blackmail now. So they go blackmail me, I'll blackmail them. This PDD case, he go drop a lot. But the thing is, when it becomes white versus black, like R. Kelly, like Michael Jackson that was assassinated, or Whitney Houston that was assassinated, it's always difficult to prove. You're just going to be there. You're just going to do all this good work and just die for nothing, right? So it is what it is. But how do I put it? My mother said, you're not going to feel vomit what you no shop. Yeah. Wait till they forbid. Then they use it to the share. So they forbid cat meat too. But two people, they argue. You say, I mean, share, can't use your teeth bite, and you know they forbid that. So if PDD no use your hand rub shit, they're not gonna smash shit for your hand too. So it's not clean. Like I Kelly, oh yes, he's a good musician. I love him to death. There are some things you don't have to do some of those things. That's just the thing. I mean, then I might say better offers which won't warrant being a pimp is definitely on the way by God's grace, sir. Now that the Pele is having issue with his coach, will this help Arsenal's plight on Tuesday, sir? Bakola did enough. I'm not sure, but I think that Arsenal is good enough to play against them. If Arsenal gets their groove going, I mean, I trust the Arsenal defense. I trust them to the very, very end, and there's nothing's going to change. Bobby showed up. He said yesterday was a shit show, a product of both manager and players. Bobby, save it for views to understand. We will get there. Anything you write here now shall be used against you in the court of law. Just save it. Habib is waiting for you. Habib, Ayodele, your picking. He did wait for you. Just stay, chill. Yeah. Can somebody just be nice enough and order pizza for me? Pizza they hungry me, but I not get money. Somebody say go send me the pizza money. At last, if you send me the money, I use to buy fuel. So just order the pizza so that I can shop the pizza. Well, having said that, thank you very much, everybody, for being on the show today. I think I enjoyed this show, and I love this show. I also love this channel. I really want the channel to grow. The kind of things that I think we can do, the kind of innovations and the places we can take this to, the benefits that can happen with this. I was talking to Timmy Dakolo the other day, and he said something to me. Say, do you know how long we've been together? We've been friends since forever, before idols. And do you know how long it took me before I was bold enough to do my first show? And I said, I understand. He said, so all these things you're planning, you want to go and visit your community members, your friends, you want to do meet and greet in Europe, in America, in Nigeria, they would happen. Just go it one step at a time. And he said something to me. He said, that day that you were sacked, that you called me, that they sacked you, would you ever have believed that one day 10,000 people will be on the YouTube channel and they'll be there because of you? And I said, no. He said, would you ever have believed in 2017 when you were sacked that you'll be doing a live show every single day, Monday to Friday, and people will be joining, and you call all these ex-international, even me, Timmy Dakolo cannot call, and they'll say, come and do interview with me. Do you think you would have been able to do it? With all the way your former boss was fighting you, was making sure, blocking road for you everywhere? I said, no. He said, so don't complain. Because I went to him and I was complaining. The way Bumi is complaining, I was complaining that, man, this is not the time, not the time. But hey, Timmy was there to like really put a hand on my shoulder and tell me, guy, we the music, we did say you did try, you did do well. Don't forget anything when anybody they tell you. So that's the way it will be for all of us to get ready. And 30 minutes, Jonathan interview. I think it's one that you will love. I give you my word. I know the Bobo, not cap. You will love this one because it's not dirty, and there's so much sense, there's so much inspiration, so much beauty in it, and the way the style of this interview is different. Just watch. I don't need to tell you too much. Not letting the cat, no spoiler. Just go and watch it. If you watch, you don't like it, put it on the comment section that you did not live up to the expectation. Part 1 and part 2. Just watch. Thank you very much for your time. God bless you, Bobby. See you later by 1 p.m. And there's a whole lot to do today. Guys, but whoever is ordering the pizza, God bless you in advance. Bye bye. I gotta go.